One way we can connect is with our neighbors. And thanks to social networks, it's easier than ever to become acquainted with the people in your area.
Yes, but unfortunately, it's also easier to complain to and about them as well.
So Teresa Strasser found some ways to keep the peace and be a good neighbor. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
We all want to live in happy, joyful neighborhoods like Mr. Rogers, but in reality, sometimes neighbors argue about things like fireworks, barking dogs, and parking problems. So what do you do when things get heated on neighborhood apps and websites like Nextdoor?
We really believe that neighborhoods are the unit of change in this world, and we believe that people coming together is a good thing.
Katie Kobe, Nextdoor's head of community, has some neighborly ways to interact with your fellow residents. First up, if you read something irritating, take a pause.
Decide if you even need to respond. I like to remind people that there is a beautiful view when you take the high road, so you can decide if a response is even warranted. Sometimes it's not.
And if you do choose to reply, she says, calm down first.
If you feel like you're tense, or maybe like your cheeks are flushed, or you're just like really angry and your first instinct is just to go like bam, bam, bam on the keyboard, don't reply then. Go out and take a walk. Go get a coffee. Do something that kind of like brings down the temperature a little bit and puts you into like a better frame of mind so that you can actually communicate a little bit more thoughtfully.
Social media can be a spectator sport, so try to avoid going toe-to-toe online. Her next tip is to send a direct message.
One of my favorite moves is to actually send somebody a direct message instead of responding publicly, or like leave a comment that basically says, hey, I'm gonna send you a direct message so we can explain this a little bit. And then everybody else can see like, oh, well, there's no fire here. There's no fun. We can like go on our way.
But if an issue is too big to solve on your own, there is a function on Nextdoor where you can report abrasive comments, and Nextdoor's moderators can help with the situation. Another option is to contact a mediator outside of the app on your own.
Maybe you have an apartment manager who can help kind of be like a mediator between a tough conversation. You may have an HOA board. For single family homeowners, there's obviously mediator services kind of all over the place.
You can hire one, but they're not cheap. Some charge at least a couple $100s. Many cities do offer free mediation services though. Finally, if you want to connect with your neighbors, post positivity.
There's a ton of amazing photographers who go out and take gorgeous like landscape photos of your city, and then they'll go post them in Nextdoor. You can search for like a photography group.
There are lots of different types of groups you can join, or you can create your own.
If you're doing any, I don't know, decoration DIYs, all of that stuff, those are great stories to share on Nextdoor. Maybe a neighborhood kind of like wreath making weekend, but those are great opportunities just to kind of bring people together, get to know each other a little bit more.
Getting to know our neighbors is at the top of the list.